just me. No.
Live.
All right, we're live. All right.
All right. Okay. Well, welcome, Al Abdallah. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on with me here today. Thank you for taking a few moments. I just wanted to invite you on here on Mondays. I've been talking with other people who we surround ourselves with in this company over the past, my gosh, since the beginning of the year. And you and I have known each other for a very long time. You're like my brother from another mother.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Yep. So much so that you call me bro. That I'm your brother. That's right. Oh, we just lost your sound. Oh, where'd you go? This is how you know we're live. That's right. No dice. Oh, what happened? No. Okay, we're going to have to log out, I think, and restart. Yep. All right, let's try this again. We'll give you a chance to get connected. You have to log out, Al, and then log back in. Let's see how this goes. This is how you know. Okay. While we're waiting for Al to get situated, I'll start to give a little bit of information here on Al. We've known each other for a very, very long time.
Now?
Hey, you're in.
Oh my God, technology.
That's it. It's live.
Sorry
No
about
problem.
that.
That's all right. That's okay. All right. So I was just waiting for you to log back on. We have known each other for a very long time. You were one of the first people. Well, you started in real estate around the same time as I did.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I knew that you were new in the business, and maybe you didn't know that I was new in the business, or maybe you definitely knew I was new in the business. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's been a little over, what, 25 years or something like that?
25 years. Well,
23.
20 years for me on the 11th of this month.
Yeah, so it was like, so basically I started in 1995 part-time as a runner, you know, get an idea. Then like in 99, I was officially licensed. So whatever those years are.
Yeah.
It's in the 90s, let's just say that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very long time. Yes, in the business. So you did have more experience than me coming in because you were doing it part-time.
Correct.
So I think you're normally a very private person, and I won't be too tough on you, I promise. But a lot of people don't know your backstory, and I think your backstory like just shows really like why your constitution is the way that you are, why you're made up the way that you're made up. You came to the United States when you were 2 years old, you and your family, right?
Yeah.
Tell people what that story was like coming from Lebanon. What is that with your family?
So I came here, I was 2 years old. So I don't remember anything, but from the stories is that my family, my dad had a shoe factory. He was an employee at a shoe factory, and then always had that vision of opening up his own shoe factory, and then went from an employee to the employer. And then before you knew, he had like 100 employees. I mean, these are stories that I heard from my dad and everything else, making, you know, dress shoes and whatnot. And then when we came to this country from Lebanon in 1976.
Yeah.
We had nothing because we lost everything.
In the war.
So basically, we started from scratch from the war. Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, all of a sudden war and everything else. And, you know, whatever buildings, houses, factories, and business we had, it was like overnight lost. So we came to this country with nothing, and had to start all over. And my dad went from, you know, working as a bus boy and working at the Ford factory for a little bit. Then obviously worked at Kirby's Coney Island in Novi, 12 Oaks Mall.
Oh yeah.
And barely spoke any English, you know, just started from going from a busboy to a dishwasher to eventually becoming the manager of the restaurant, speaking very little English, very driven, you know. And then we eventually opened up our own restaurant and in Southfield. And I don't know. Should I keep going?
It's amazing. I mean, no, if you think about that, because I think, people tell this story and you don't really think about in Lebanon, there was no insurance. If your building gets bombed during a war, you're just out of business. You go from, running it was men's shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so having that, that would be just a fantastic opportunity. Sure, he was pretty well revered locally. Like people knew who your father was, and he had a successful business. And then just one day it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
That's exactly what happened.
That is extremely courageous. I've met your dad a couple times. Your brother had invited him to be at awards banquets or so forth. I've met him a couple times, just in passing, and really a humble guy. Very
the funniest dad, and the most humble person, and the most direct person. I mean, he's like a magnet to everybody. People always ask about him because he's always talking straight to the point and loves people, and people love him. And that's a blessing. And that's something I always want and have, is what he has. It's a natural, God-gifted, likable factor.
Well, I think he taught you, probably from even when you're in the womb, before you're even born, coming up, even coming to the United States, you have to work.
Mm-hmm.
You were raised with that work mentality. You have to, and then for your dad to start over, and have nothing. Didn't he come to the United States with very little cash? Very little cash.
From what I heard,
mm-hmm.
a couple $100.
$200.
Yeah.
And what? 3 kids? 4 kids? How many of them?
4 kids. So I got 2 brothers and a sister.
Yeah.
And then we got this little baby here.
And then you're the baby. That's right. Okay. I didn't know who was born when. Okay. Yeah. So and that's just amazing to have that kind of grit and strength to start over. And then how did this international drummer thing come into play? Because you were living in the United States at that time. How did this evolve? I don't even really know that story.
The drummer thing?
Yeah. How did that start?
My brother Dave always had this is called an Arabic Middle Eastern doumbek, which is an Arabic percussion instrument.
Okay.
And he's always pretty good at it. At the time, I thought he was pretty good at it, And then I learned how to play it. And then my brother-in-law had a drum set. Now, in the meantime, I joined. I was always into music, so I joined band in 3rd grade, and then was one of the only Arabic musicians or band members in the school. And 3rd grade all the way through high school, I played. And then I was also playing the Arabic instruments and drums. So I was an American drummer.
Yeah.
Arabic drummer. So I was a mix of both, right? And I loved playing rock, funk, jazz, all that marching band, I had it in me, all my friends were talking, why do you join band? That's for nerds. Right. But then I'm a nerd. I don't know. I like it.
I'm a nerd then. I like it. Okay. Whatever. I'm a nerd. Okay. Yeah.
And then when I was 8 years old, I was at a wedding. I used to always go to every wedding and hang out with the band.
Yeah.
At the dinner table, on stage. I used to always look. And they all knew me. Then they'd let me go up on stage and play with them, and it was pretty cool. And then one time I was at a wedding and I was 8 years old, and the drummer got really sick. And I knew the band, and they need to bring in the bride and groom, the bridal party. So they said, get up on stage. I was like, oh, okay, 8 years old.
8 years old, and because you always showed an interest in the band, they invited you up.
Yes, I started playing, and I was like, this is awesome. Wow, I'm on stage. Shit, And then at 13, I was always practicing drums at home. Everybody in the neighborhood knew I was a drummer because my drums would be outside in the garage. My drums would be in the basement. They heard the drummer.
Yeah.
And then at 13, singer locally had me go play at a wedding, for free. My parents dropped me off, and I'd play. I played at the wedding, and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting known. And then every weekend I was playing at weddings, my parents dropped me off, and then they picked me up, And then now my head got this big that, I was a shit now, I'm at 13, I'm playing at weddings, And then so then every singer used to call me, I'd play. And now, it went from okay, for free to, hey, I want money now. I got to take $50 a night, okay? And then it went and climbed. Then at 17, right out of high school, I get a phone call from a superstar singer from overseas, from Lebanon. He's like the Michael Jackson of the world. And back in 1992, we're talking here.
What's his name?
Walid Tawfiq,
Okay.
Walidtawfik.
Okay.
Anyways, this guy was like, when I was a kid going to his concerts, he had 30 musicians on stage. I would stand by the stage and I'm like, wow, what a dream come true that would be to be on that stage. And then boom, like, you know, you become what you think about. And then I got that phone call, hey, they bring in 25 musicians and they did not bring the drummer, and he's asking about you. Now the singer thought I was a big like older guy. So when I
didn't know you were 17.
No.
Yeah.
So when I got this, so I went to the hall and we were supposed to have practice at 4 and the sound wasn't ready. So I went up on stage without practice. But when they introduced me to him, I know who he was. He didn't know who I was, right? And then they're like, Mr. Tawfiq, there's your drummer. And he was sitting down. He looked up. He's like, oh shit, they brought me a kid.
A kid?
They brought me a kid. All my musicians are 30, 40, and 50 years old. They've been professionals for how long? They brought me a freaking 17-year-old kid. But you know what that 17-year-old kid did on stage?
What did he do?
I shocked every guy on that stage.
Went to work.
Oh my God, did I show them shit they never seen in their life. And guess what? That opened up the door for, and I was already pre-booked for many concerts for different singers, but
yeah,
they wanted me to continue the Canadian tour, which is 30 days, and US tour 30 days. And I did it. And then I'm giving you the short story of it. And then I got asked to go to Lebanon and travel around the world with them. And that went on for many years. I went around the world 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did that take you out of school?
What school?
Oh, well, you're 17. So you went around the world.
I just graduated.
Just graduated.
Graduated,
okay,
and I thought right out of high school.
Right out of high school.
No college. My college was traveling around the world. That was my college.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So your family just let you travel with the band? Like they didn't?
Oh, no. It wasn't like, okay, you can go. It was like, my mom and dad were like, whoa. You're going where? Now they know how much my dream would be like come true to, you know, travel around the world and all that. But the agreement that they had with the singer was, hey, you're taking my son, my 17-year-old son, whom I was more like 27 at 17. I was much older than mine. But for you to do this, I don't want, the condition was I could not do that if I was going to make that my full-time job. Like my parents were worried that I was going to be like a traveling, alcohol, lose
like
my
a gypsy
power.
or something or whatever, like a gypsy or something, like you're going joining a carnival or circus or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta we're too formal here.
Okay. All right.
Anyways,
yeah.
So it's kind of like they didn't want this. So the agreement was they would allow me to go with them on a condition that he was responsible for me from day 1 to day whatever. So I was able to live with them, him and his wife, and he also had an apartment on the water. And he was responsible for me. And it just then what happens is the rest of the superstar singers got caught on who I am. Now they started requesting me, and I started traveling. So my name became internationally known in the entertainment world. Yeah. Because of one superstar singer, then the rest of them started knowing. But then I just started traveling every year with different singers.
I mean, it's like you can see how the setup, because you're very successful in real estate, very successful in real estate, and you can see the setup of how that happens. And I think that's what's a lot of people, because you're so private, you don't share these things often. You're just what people see of you is like get on the phones, make the calls, go on the appointments, put the hours in, put in the work. But part of it is how you were raised and what you were exposed to, which is you had parents that raised you to understand the value of work ethic and that you will have nothing unless you put in the work. And then you got to hone it with practice. And honestly, what I'm hearing you say is it started off for you as something fun to do. Like you wouldn't be as committed unless you were enjoying the process and having a good time doing it. Even when you're 8 years old, you're like, this is cool.
Yeah, music entertainment is very fun and comforting, and it relieves a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of everything. You just go in a zone when you're a musician. And I'm still doing it now, but not like I was before. But my dad and my mom's a drill sergeant, like in your face. You do it my way, the highway. I don't care. It's my way. It's my turn to talk. You shut up. You know, that type of mom. And my dad is, and she's all about her kids, my mom. My dad is all like engineer, detailed, organized, very cool, very calm, very collective. So he's like, he's like one of those slow talking type of guys.
Yeah. That is your dad. Yeah.
That's my mom and dad. But anyways, so my DNA is, my parents don't believe in laziness. They believe in hard work. They believe if you got 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 hands, and 2 feet, you're working your ass off and you're going to succeed. And there's no room for failure. And that's why I always say, like if I didn't have the real estate job that I have and I needed the job right away, I'll be the first to apply at McDonald's as a dishwasher. There's nothing wrong with it. Hard work is hard work. I don't care what you do for a living. I respect all jobs. There's no job that's better than the other. And you might like that and I might like this. So that's why like failure was not an option. And real estate success or the restaurant industry or the music industry, it's like I'm all out or nothing.
Yeah, well, and that's it too. Talking about going all out. I mean, a couple of years ago, you came over to eXp Realty, and I think that was a display of, of courage, because you had to, at that point, I had like a Post-it note of stuff I was writing down while we were talking. You had to, at that point, take all of the hard work and all of the practice that you've had in real estate and knowing how to practice, like, and what that can get you as a result. You've had that experience. The more you practice, the better you get, as you were a kid coming up, right? And then to apply that as an individual, not as a team, to really see how that was going to go for you. And it was pretty successful. Like, you really did a great job of, like, vetting it out to see what your upmake was, really.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just my DNA or my family's DNA. Like my siblings, my parents were all like go-getter type A personality. My sister is a teacher. Everything is like, and it has to do with the foundation at home. Like my parents, like we talk about, what is a new construction with a bad foundation? What is a home with a bad foundation? It's hard to build a beautiful home if the foundation is not strong or right. And, I credit my parents a lot, for pushing us.
But that's what everything that you're doing right now in real estate. You are spending so much time helping your agents that have joined you in this company build their foundations and to get that right. I mean, you've got some real rising stars that have aligned with you. I mean, like, I'm just, I can drop some names. I mean, I feel like Alex Reinhart has really like taken off and he's running, and I mean, Sam Bazzi's starting to take his game to a whole nother level. I know, Bazzi sells, we got it. Okay. And so, either they've had a good game or they're elevating it, or they're starting brand new and they're wanting to grow, and that's exactly what your training is, like the benefits of grit and practice all over again.
So when I moved over to eXp, it's next month will be 2.5 years or something like that. It was October 30th, 2018. So whatever, the months, years, whatever. But it's 2.5 years, let's just say. You want to talk about, oh my God, shit.
Big life change.
Oh, what do I do? You know what I did? I did what you, me, and all these realtors did to get to where we got to. I got on the phone 7 days a week from morning till night, set up as many appointments as I can, as quick as I can, because I was not going to fail. And I was not going to let myself, my family, or anybody down.
Yeah.
And I was not going to fail. Like, failure is just not an option. Okay. I've never failed in my life in anything that I did and I said I want to do. This was not going to be the first failure. So, I started calling realtors. I started calling sellers and buyers. I started doing social media, prospecting this. I was doing everything and anything. I told my family, my kids, I told them, listen, there's not going to be a dad in here for quite some time. I'm here. I'm working out of home. But just pretend I'm not here, because I have something I have to build. I have a foundation. I have the foundation. I got to build this home, like we said, right?
Yeah.
And I can't build it if I'm getting distracted or slowing down or pulled and tugged. So I went all out, and all out paid off, because My first year I did great. My second year I doubled my grade. I doubled my production.
Yeah.
And my agent count, slowly but surely went up. And more importantly, one thing about me, Michelle, and you know this a lot. I don't want everybody that I brought on to this company.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like me. And I tell them straight to their face. And they say, what do you mean? Like, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. I'm seeing people thriving and growing. And you know what? That's excitement. That's gratification. I'm a big coach mentality type. I would like to be a real estate coach. I am already a real estate coach. I just don't promote it, but I like to mentor, coach, and help realtors grow their business.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's attracting people to me on social media, internationally, locally. And that's the beauty of this model we have is, we're attracting agents all over the world, not just here in Dearborn or there in Trenton,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point that you bring up too. I mean, you've been a world traveler, you have family in other countries, like these are opportunities that exist here with this company to help people grow and elevate. There's so many opportunities for you to help other people grow. And it's just cool to see, at our ages, we're very close in age. At our ages, you're older than me. Don't get too excited.
46.
That we're in that pay it back mode. I don't know about you, but I'm having a really good time watching people embrace it and run with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think right now, like, the good thing about it is, I'm trying to do business, not just locally. Now I'm doing business up north, east, west coast of the state, southern border of Indiana and Ohio of our state.
Yeah.
I've learned how to grab that market, top, whatever. Then I said, if I can sell in the whole state of Michigan, why can't I sell in the whole country? Then I started doing that. And then I was like, well, if I can sell in the whole country, what stops me from selling internationally? So I started pushing and promoting Al Sells International. And all of a sudden, now I'm like getting phone calls from different parts of the country. Hey, I need to sell this. I need to buy that. I'm like, oh, wow.
I personally know of a couple deals in Canada that you were a part of. Like I personally know. Yeah.
And you know what? Now I'm getting people that want to buy and sell in different parts of the world. Okay. Now EXP, we're an international company. So since we're an international company, why can't I just say, instead of Al Sells, say Al Sells International? And guess what, Michelle? You talk about thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Like it was an idea that came to my mind and it worked. Like it worked. And it worked fast.
When you told me about the first one, I think was Canada. Like when you told me about that, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Come on. For real?
You know what? As salespeople or as real estate professionals, we're so used to being, well, I'm Al, the local realtor. Hey, Michelle, you're the downriver queen? Yep. You can't sell in Dearborn,
Yep.
Sorry, getting goofy here, but you know what?
Oh, it's true. Yeah. It's true.
I thought, like, why does everybody in every business do things internationally? Except realtors, we're just like local realtor. So then, like a light bulb, now I'm like, you know what? I want to be the guy that's known at the airport. It's called the control tower.
Yeah.
I said it a few years ago on one of my posts. I like that job, the control tower guy, because I like to be on top.
Yeah.
And oversee everything, like the guy at the football, the owners, CEOs, whatever, the defensive, whatever they call them, at the football games, they're in the press box, overseeing everything. I'm still going to list and sell real estate no matter what happens. But I want to be able to dish out business all over the world and be a part of those transactions, so that I'm not just saying, okay, Michelle, you want to buy in, whatever country?
Yeah.
I'm going to have John take care of it and that's it. No, I'm going to be a part of that deal. Like I'm going to be micromanaging things so that to make sure Michelle that bought or sold in whatever country is getting the right. So basically you're getting two people instead of one.
Yeah.
And it's been working. So.
Right. And I'm sure half of your clients, because often agents will just refer the business out and then don't touch it again. But this is a much more connected, interactive experience.
100%. 100%. So I built that and it's growing and it's exciting. It's something different. I'm enjoying it.
It's very cool. Very good. Well, thank you. Thank you for being on today. I'm really glad that you took this time to like share the backstory, because I think a lot of times like what people see is just this hard driving go guy all the time, but they don't understand why is Al wired that way.
Yeah, and you know, for all those years I've been wired that way. This 2021 is the year that I'm doing my very best to try to slow down, take the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
And try to delegate and try to enjoy life a little bit. Because unfortunately, Michelle, as you know, as a top producer, as a top agent in the state that you are, you know, and myself and the EXP family and culture that we have, like just when you think you're a badass, then you talk to somebody else that's a badder ass. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He bought and sold and did and this.
What?
And, don't we feel that way? Like,
I know.
Like we're the little guys in the group sometimes in those chats.
Yeah.
And then you want to grow it. And you know what? I think we deserve, after all those years of grinding and producing and building and everything else that we've done.
Yeah.
I think it's time this year and next year and after to give more time to our agents that we brought on as a part of our group and our family.
Right.
And and watch them grow and thrive. And I think that's been my vision this year, other than taking my business internationally.
Right. That's awesome. That's great. And it's time. You deserve it. You do that too, for what's going on with your family.
I think I want to take the rest of the year off. That sounds so good.
No. You got to work. People need you.
There you go.
If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
313-718, you know that thing, 5,000 thing I always do. Where is it? Right there. 313-718-5000. My website, alsellsit.com.
Okay.
And if you're looking to buy or sell, local, national, or international, that's who I am. That's what I do. And I'll put you with the right people, so you're not just blind talking to somebody you don't know.
That's awesome. All right. Good deal. Well, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Wait, if somebody's looking to buy or sell and they want to use you, what number should they call?
They got me.
Okay.
You can find me. Michelle Sayward. You can find me. All
Great
right.
business partner. Thank you so much.
Thank
Michelle.
you. All right. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.